Well, as well as British public opinion, other EU governments are divided about the reform plans. A little earlier, I spoke to the Slovenian Prime Minister, Miro, and began by asking him whether he agreed with David Cameron that there had been huge progress with regards to the prospect of an EU deal.
I firmly believe that a strong EU really needs a strong UK in its midst. So I hope that we will find a common solution here. And as you know, I met your Prime Minister twice. We had a very thorough and extended discussion on this. And I learned that, at least as far as I'm concerned, that there is a good chance that we find a good compromise, a fair deal for everybody here. And I believe that Mr. Tusk, the President of the European Council, has just proposed something which can be a good compromise to everybody. And look, it's up to the people of the UK finally to decide about this. But I do believe that together we are stronger. And as I said, all these UK proposals are aiming at at something which is also acceptable for the rest of UK. So I believe that there are some issues we must discuss, negotiate further, and try to find some compromises. But look, I believe that we must take in the account the British concern, the British proposal. I mean, this is very important, but at the same time to preserve the EU values, EU core values, because this is something that keeps us together. So I do hope that this latest proposal made by Donald Tusk is a very good step forward, and I'm looking forward with some optimistic approach, and I hope that we will find a compromise.
Are there any issues that you'd be prepared not to negotiate on, issues that would be a stumbling block for you, and if there are, what would they be? Look,
I don't think that anything should be non-negotiable. I mean, everything should be on the table, be discussed, and the discussion should be very open and fair, as I said. But there are certain principles which are so essential for the EU that must not be ignored. For example, the principle of non-discrimination. So even if we do understand that, let's say, the free movement of people as one of the basic freedoms of the EU is sometimes, or has sometimes been abused in a way, we must find the solution which will, on one hand, not allow for any abuse of social benefits, but on the other side, this must be made in a way that will put nobody in a discriminative position. So non-discrimination for all countries, this is so important.
Do you think ultimately a change in something like the benefits system would stop citizens from your country, for example, coming to Britain to work?
Look, there are people from Slovenia coming to UK, and of course vice versa. And I don't think that this is a serious problem related to this exchange of our citizens, because I know well that the problems arise regarding some other, citizens from some other countries mostly. But Slovenia is part of the EU, and we take this our role very seriously. So in this discussion, we believe that, as I said, the core values of the EU must be preserved, and one of them is the principle of non-discrimination. So nobody, no country, no citizen of the EU and of the Europe should be discriminated against. So we must find this solution, as I said, taking into account a British proposal, but at the same time find a compromise which would still stick to these EU values.